Okay, next rig. This is one, I've been a fan of stiff rigs for years and years and years. The Ultima Powerstiff, unbelievable material. I've utilised this in quite a few different rigs. This is the main component of this rig. And the idea behind the rig is normally you can't get a stiff rig to flip and turn. I've tried for many years. You know, they do catch just because of the angle of the hook, the stiffness of the material, but why not make it better and have a rig that actually flips in? So I've called this one the Flippin Stiff Rig, just because I couldn't, words failed me, so that's why I called it the Flippin Stiff Rig. You cut off literally whatever length you're going to use. I mean, I generally try and make the rig about 7 inches. A lot of people use stiff rigs a lot shorter, especially if you're putting them in bags. Just cut off a length for the Powerstiff, overhand loop, just so you can secure your boilie on. Simple as that. Make sure you cut off the right end. There we go. And then we're just going to secure a nice bottom bait on there. For this one, I'm using the Richworth XLR8. Take your hook, and this is quite a key component. I'm using the Fang twister hooks, which have got an inturned eye. Take a little bit of the silicone tubing. You're literally just going to cut off a few mil. And this is going to be really difficult to show you, but it's as small as this. I'll put it in the scissors. It's as small as that, and that's going to be on the actually on the hook shank, just to secure the hair down, which is quite a key component for the rig. So thread it down the hook link, like so. So literally, you just got a little bit of silicone down the hook link, and then we're going to put the hook on. So you put the hook on upside down, facing the hook point is facing the boilie, because it's going to turn on its axis once I get to the bend of the hook. As you can see there, and that just gives it stability of the hair, so it's not moving all over the place. And as you can see there, it's as simple as that. Basically, take the Powerstiff, put it through the back of the eye, and then secure the hair in the position that you want it. You don't want a long hair with a stiff rig, purely because they're going to suck it, and it's job done. As soon as the boilie enters, you want the hook point entering as well. So you want it quite close, the boilie quite close to the bottom of the hook point, of the hook bend, sorry. And just do 3 turns round the shank of the hook, take the tag end. Now it doesn't matter, because we're putting a little bit of shrink tube on here, it doesn't matter that I've put it through back to front. So when you're playing the fish, the pressure is not all on the front of the eye, because you can use this rig with a heavy fluorocarbon as well, like the Power Link 18 I've used it with. So I take it out the back, because I'm putting fluorocarbon on, I'm going to bend it. You see immediately already you could get away without using the shrink tube, but it just aids it. We're going to take some of the diffusion shrink tube. I would say about just over ½ an inch. Thread it down your hook link, and you can put this quite a way down the shank of the hook, past the knot, and all you were doing is just going to follow the pattern of the eye of the Fang twister, the same sort of trajectory that eye is going in. We're going to follow that with the shrink tube once we're steaming it. So now you've done that, you can literally take what length you want. Yet again, I've been using this knot on most of the sort of the fluorocarbon rigs. Take your granny knot, one granny knot, and then all we need now is a ring swivel. It just gives the stiff rig a little bit more flexibility. If you tied that straight onto a normal swivel, there's chances that can get caught up, deems the rig, it could end up sitting up out the water. So you need it on a ring swivel and the loop. It's just it just gives it a lovely hinged effect. Put on your ring swivel, and then take the tag end back through the loop you've made, the granny knot. Then depending on what size loop you want, feed it down, that's about right, probably about an inch, feed it down, and then just take the Powerstiff and go round twice, because it's quite a strong material. You only need to go round twice, back through the little eye of the granny knot, wet it down, and then get hold of it with your finger or something like a marker pen or whatever, pull it nice and tight, and you've got a fantastic loop knot. Take off the tag end. It's a nice stiff rig. It's nothing sort of, you know, it's nothing too unconventional, apart from the fact we're securing the hair down on the bend of the hook, and all we're going to do now is steam the shrink tube in the position, and then I'll show you how it flips and turns. Try and use some pliers, chaps, because when you're steaming you can easily burn your fingers. And what I normally do, just put it on for a little bit, just to make the shrink tube really shrink down to as small as it will go. Take it out, dry it, and now we're going to start to curve it. And all we're doing is putting a little kicker on. Like I said, just follow the same trajectory as the eye of the hook, and you won't go far wrong. Don't get too close to the kettle. You don't need to. Literally, just hold it there for 20 seconds, and you've got probably one of the ultimate stiff rigs. Perfect for winter time, when the fish are really fine stiff rigs come into their own, up against snags, winter fishing, you know, especially with the clear material, and the fish aren't moving that much. So we can let that go now, and you can see how that sits. That sits very, very close. Just manoeuvre the hair so it makes the hook sit nice. And basically all that does is flips and turns, and you can see how quick that is. To get a stiff rig of this sort of magnitude to flip like that is quite clever. And the fish, literally, they're going to come along, and if they're in, you know, they're nailed to the bottom, over hemp, over spod, the fish aren't going to be up in themselves, moving on to the next bait. They're coming out the edge of the snags, they're literally pinned to the bottom. They're going to be just literally mouthing over baits, and this is where this one comes into its own. Like I say, in the winter time, over snags or over hemp, literally, it's in the mouth, it's all done. And if it flips as fast as a braided rig, you know the mechanics, you should hook the fish in the bottom lip. Happy days, it's caught me a lot of fish, and it will catch a lot of fish. But just to, you know, I've used the stiff rig without the benefits of fixing the hook like that and then the tubing, and it's still caught fish, but it's caught them randomly in the scissors, at the top of the mouth. This one is aimed to catch them in the fleshy part of the bottom lip, and it will give you a better secure hook hold, and it'll also, mechanically, it'll up the amount of takes you get. And that is the Flippin Stiff Rig.